What is up, my intergalactic friends? I feel like I made a huge mistake in my last video. I mean, it's not a biggest mistake, but it's one of those mistakes that I have preached and I did not follow through. I've preached and preached and preached of this, and I failed to do it on my own. I got too excited and I got too greedy about it. So that's a big issue for me right now because I could have further improved my flagship where instead I spread too thin. All right. So today in this video, we're gonna talk about this a little bit in here. Although I want to say congratulations to our ally in here. They have merged into one now. So used to be GMF, they've merged with BBC. One brother in arms. So we've worked with them in the beginning with GMF. So this is pretty much our map right now. So one is right here. This is TIK, and then this is UFO, and then here is 2. So basically, these two alliances have merged together to create a formidable, very good Galaxy Summit, competition team. So maybe you're asking why we didn't do it. We were offered to merge in with them, but we have a different goal here in TIK. But they're very competitive. Wonderful thing to see for our Nebula. So this is Nebula 15. The one. The members are in here. You guys can definitely see them. So very, very good team in here that they're very, very successful. Congratulations to them because they are now ranking of 2nd right now. So we lost our battle. So for some reason, we're having some issue in declaring war because when I was looking for the next battle, we couldn't find anything on the weekday for this week's. It's really, really difficult for trying to figure things out in here for the schedule. I think we kind of went on late, so we only had 2 battles so far. We're really far back on experience, and we're just we gotta do our best. We got to learn and experience the battles more. So we're trying to create more strategies and stuff as well. So my name is Shinchi42. I'm not a perfect YouTuber. I've made some mistake recently, and I kind of regret. I'm kicking myself in the butt, but it's okay. It's not like a biggest mistake, but it's a mistake that I have to suffer for now. So eventually it will work its way out. It will smooth things out in here in the long term. But for now, I feel like I made a huge mistake. I dumped all my credits into Titan, which I think it was like 1,100 blueprints that I got for Titan. So that was a huge mistake that I did. I should have just dumped it on Hades. I could have probably got Hades into rank 12 and, activated this because I need to reach 12 for this one. Biggest mistake I did. But for now, I'm going to hold off, and I think I'm just going to hone in and really finish Hades. Now, I thought Titan would be the best setup for me. I think it would still be great. I was so hung up on range. and I want to make a video about range. So that's one of the reasons why I invested in the Titan. One thing that you need to understand, being a YouTuber for me, I need to figure out what's the next content that I need to make. So I said, you know what, range, Titan, we gotta go. This is it. I'm pumped. I'm hyped up. But I think I made a mistake because in the Galaxy Summit, right? This will definitely be a nice setup for me. I love this, and I can also use this range. I can take benefit for this when I'm doing Purity Protocol, right? But I feel like in the Odysseus as well, I realized that in the Galaxy Summit, I was doing really well. If you watch the previous video, my points was high. I was really doing a lot of damage. But I feel like I could have just focused on this as well because then I can increase the ratio of battle losses. So there's stuff less for me to repair when I'm in battle. And as well as, this shield is huge. It buffs everybody, every fleet that is in the stack as well. So what I'm going to do now, my next plan is really focus on Hades. Max out Hades first. I think max is like 15. Oh, wow, this is nice. So we're going to max Hades, and we're going to definitely get that going. So for the meantime, what I will have is a Hades and Odysseus. Now, here's the thing. Why am I spinning for Poseidon? All right. So I'm going to get Poseidon because one day there's going to be a Nebula versus Nebula. That's where I see this game going to be. With that Nebula versus Nebula, I'll have all these flagships that I'm investing right now, and it's going to be very beneficial. And one thing what I like with our nebula is that we've preserved some powers in here. I don't know what you guys have been doing in your other nebulas, but in here, I've been a big advocate about preserving the power of the nebula. We need to have a strong nebula. When the nebula versus nebula comes, we need to have a strong nebula. So right now, we have three really strong alliances in here. Other alliance will be developed. So GMF is pretty much the one leading in here. They've helped us out throughout our progression in our in our game, in our with TIK. When we first started, we came out really late, and the alliance leader, their nemesis, we were working with him in the very beginning, and now there's a lot of leadership changes as well, but we still try to do our best to work together, and hopefully they can record some of the footage here for the Galaxy Summit so we can watch, and I can share it to everybody so we can see how they're performing in here. So that's going to be very interesting to see. So the next flagships that I'm going to be definitely be working into is for sure Hades. I still need to get Odysseus in here, but I think I'm going to go for Titan instead because we need that battle. But then the Poseidon in here is another thing, man. Oh, this is very tough. I wish we can bring 2 flagships in the Galaxy Summit, honestly. Okay, but this is going to help me with other events, right? This is going to help me with other events like the event called the Lost Star Clusters. That's going to help me out for that one. But for now, we're going to focus first on Hades and max Hades. So my strategy has been like trying to buy Hades in the shop directly, and I'm trying to get some blueprints as well. AFC. So I'm trying to do that. I'm not going to be using any of my Poseidon. I'm not going to upgrade this until an event because you get huge value. So you get huge value when you're using the upgrades. So huge points. So this is absolutely insane. I don't even know if we're getting really amazing stuff in here. Ooh, 15 there. That's nice. I typically would do it up to the max level in here, or the max rewards. So the max rewards will be at 160 spins. So that's going to be my end goal for Poseidon. So another thing that I'm going to do relatively soon, once there's a ship, flagship building again, I'm going to open all this up. This is 76. Make sure you guys are tuned in, subscribe, turn your notification on. We're going to open these up. I've been hoarding them. And when there is the equipment day, I'm going to start building up my my equipments as well. I'm not doing it right now because I don't want to lose on the points. So you see all these blue, we're going to change that up. We're going to upgrade that. We're going to upgrade this as well. We're going to revamp everything once that day comes. So I'm really excited with the next stuff that is coming for my account, for my setup in here. All right. Now, the thing here then is the struggle is going to be reaching T10. I've reached T9 already. So I'm really going to struggle getting T10 because, my investment for spending as well is going to change. I feel like I should focus on to getting my flagship set up there. And then I have my farm account. My farm accounts, hopefully, I'm trying to grow it. Hopefully I can start getting plasma there more. And I can definitely supply myself with some plasma and I can succeed, right? So that's the goal. Hopefully I'll be able to achieve that goal. And another thing is that we are definitely going to get a permanent buff, if you guys don't know. VIP 12. We're getting close to VIP 12. Really close. So once we've reached that, we're going to get another 20% warship armor, which I think is absolutely insane. So hopefully we'll definitely get that pretty soon. That permanent buff is huge. And plus, once we get into that permanent buff of VIP 12, we also are going to get 720 Federation credit. 1 a day for buying this AFC. Basically, we're getting 10 blueprints per day. So I made a big mistake, It is what it is. I got to own up to it. I wish there was a reset. I would definitely reset some of the stuff and consolidate things. Another thing, I have Cyclops Treasure. I don't want to open it up yet because I don't want to spread my brain too thin with too many flagship. And I've mentioned this in my videos before. Make sure you hone in into 1 flagship at a time, or at least 2 flagships at a time, which I made a huge mistake. So don't do what I have done. Listen to what I'm saying now. What do they say? Do as I say, not what I do. Sorry. My English is also my second language. So if you guys don't know, I grew up in the Philippines and I came here to the United States. I think I've lived here about 10 years now. I mean, I speak pretty fluent, but of course, English is still a second language for me. It's not something that I use at home. I speak Filipino and Hokkien, which is a variation of Chinese. Hopefully, you guys enjoyed this content. We got more contents to come up, and tune in. Anyway, hope you guys learn from this tip. I'll see you again next time.